A $10 million property sitting on a sprawling 1-acre lot in a non-restricted HOA area. Now this house has some things I've never seen before, such as a Himalayan salt room in a private residence, a confession room, a horse barn with 3 horse stalls and an equestrian ring. Not to mention a roof deck that offers a panoramic view of the valley itself. Now stick around through the rest of the video as I point these things out and some more so we can go check it out with me. Let's go. Every corner of this home tells a story, with health, healing, and privacy at its core. Now this home was acquired in 2018 by the legendary real estate developer, Irwin Molasky, as well as a renowned designer, Cheryl Irwin. Now they gutted the place and just put their personal touches to it, and it's incredible, exquisite taste. Now as you know, the Molasky Group is the visionaries behind the Bank of America building, the Sunrise Hospital, Boulevard Mall, and more. So this was their private residence, and you can imagine the details and the craftsmanship that was put into this home. Now we're inside the courtyard area. As you know, in a lot of my videos, I talk about homes in this caliber offers an interior courtyard for a rival experience to be decompressed, and there's an entrance to all the main part of the room, both wings and this main area behind this 5-foot pivot door. So immediately upon entry, I noticed there's an elevator to my left. Brings you upstairs. Now, I'm gonna show you guys the elevator a little later, but it's the nicest elevator I've ever seen. As we come into the living area, you have 30-foot high ceilings, limestone lined fireplace, and this entire area can be opened up through the pocket doors here that can pretty much connect the indoor and outdoor living. So for entertainment purposes, it's perfect, right? When guests arrive, immediately they know what's behind us. But there's actually a hidden area just behind and beyond the pool, but you'll have to wait until the end of the video to see it. Now notice there's a piano here that's linked up to the entire surround sound of the home. There's 3 zones for this entire home. So you have one zone where the entry, the living area, and the dining area, and then you have the entertainment area, which is the kitchen and the backyard, and then finally the primary area where you can basically control the different kind of music, the sound that you want to kind of display for your guest that arrives or for yourself. So just by looking around, I already noticed the attention to detail is unparalleled. Just as an example, the air vent has the fleur-de-lis pattern that you will see throughout the rest of the house. Now that was intentional. That was a theme that they were going for, and that down to the air vent match the entire tone of the house, which is really, really unique. Now let's go check out what's behind these doors. Now through these French iron doors is the primary wing, and that's where the owners spend most of their time, and you'll see why here shortly. Now within the primary bedroom, the first thing I notice is this handcrafted custom mantle around the fireplace. Now this is the fleur-de-lis design that you'll see throughout the house on little details that the owner put in here. But this was handcrafted locally and creating that very, very royal, majestic feel to this fireplace, right? And then you can just sit here and relax. There's actually 2 TVs in this room. Can you spot it? Yes, there's one right here. This seems like a little wall art, but it's actually a television. And then 2 is this pop-up for you to enjoy when you're laying in bed. Now in this corner, you obviously have a wet bar that compliments you in the morning time, set up your coffee, or at evening, have your little wine bar. And check out the roof line of this. This is completely a new modern touch to a classic finish. They have the crown molding in place, but it also has a bit of an ambient light that comes just above it. That's what I'm saying when we have a custom home built with classic timeless features and a touch of modern practicality, you'll see a lot of that in this house. I love these windows. This 4-panel window that also corners, so you kind of have a unobstructed view of your gorgeous backyard. I mean, imagine waking up to this every day. Or if you don't want to, just drop the blackout shade with the electric blinds and you'll be nice and cozy for the rest of the day, right? Take your naps. Now entering into the primary bathroom, the water closet with the total toilet, which you can't miss. But of course, everything in here is custom made, hand-picked, crystal walls finished by hand. I mean, these are with wellness in mind, right? This is not an artificial, engineered piece of stone. This is actually crystal. And what's really cool about this, besides all the custom finishes, is this outdoor area for you to open up to during the season that you feel like you could enjoy a bath with the open window and smell the flowers and the plants in your backyard, and it's completely private with 2 doors on each side. So if you want to retreat while you have guests visiting, no one even knows that you're here. The water feature here, the crystal carries out into the water feature. Above it actually is a fire feature, and this, when turned on, is a waterfall. So you can hear that sound while you zen out. There are custom cabinets framing this vanity area, and look at the sink. It almost looked like a diamond cut sink on both sides. One upper, one lower. Now you have the custom closet here that pretty much is what you would expect at home at this caliber, right? You have the shelvings up top, the glass doors, and the chandelier, of course. Oh, and there's a skylight here. Didn't notice that. Really cool. But wait, there's more. In case this wasn't enough for you, you have a second walk-in closet. Also features the same finishes, and it has an island with another chandelier and natural light. So the homeowner designated these 2 closets as a his and hers. Can you guess which one is hers? And you might be wondering why there isn't a vanity, but I have it hidden somewhere for you. I'm gonna show you here shortly. First, check out this custom tub. Now, I've seen a lot of custom tubs, down to a carbon fiber tub that I filmed in a Japanese-inspired home, but never a polished steel tub. Now, why steel? Because the owner wanted to elevate her bath experience, and using steel retains the heat for a longer period of time. And she also relocated the drainage to be higher so you can have a higher water line, and of course the custom bubble jet underneath. Now this is a vanity, but it's not the vanity. The vanity is here. A custom vanity room with ceiling fan, custom cabinetry, set up for someone to just fully immerse herself when they're getting ready for a big night. I mean, it's every woman's dream, I imagine. So as we continue on, this is a secondary room that is connected to the primary bath. Now you have a private entrance as well, so it's currently being used as a secondary bedroom. Now throughout this home, you'll see these custom-made doors. They were handcrafted in Brazil and brought all the way over here. 2 different finishes on each side, solid core. Now that's the details that were put into this home when they were customizing it and building it. So this is where a lot of important meetings and calls were made by Mr. Molasky in his personal office space. And it connects upstairs to a loft as well as a couple of their bedrooms. Check this out. This is actually the first track home Mr. Molasky's built. This was somewhere in Florida. And read this, no closing costs, built to last a lifetime with no down payment, $62 a month. Pays for everything. Oh my God, can you imagine? I mean, this is the beginning of Mr. Molasky's legend, right? He went on to continue building commercial buildings such as the Bank of America building here in Las Vegas, hospitals, right? The NV Energy building. This is incredible, the IRS building. This is basically his trophy wall here. And now that we're upstairs, this is one of the bedrooms in the home. That's the only one upstairs, currently being used as an office. It is an ensuite and it does have a private balcony overlooking the front porte-cochere. Now take a look at this chandelier. It has a detail feature like a flame as a light bulb. I've never even seen anything like that before. That's incredible. So this part of the primary wing is where Mr. Molasky is working on building his legacy in his business, right? As I mentioned, every corner has a story. Now let's go check out the hobby part of this home. Now, Mr. Molasky is huge on thoroughbred racehorses. So this entire study here has trophies and photos and homage to the horse that he's owned and the races that he's facilitated and attended. Now, this is an example of brilliant use of space. They completely carved out an additional room just by changing the color theme of this house and while still being on the primary bedroom wing. And now you have this very unique custom study, which I think is brilliant. So this is my favorite part of the house. I see myself sitting in one of these chairs after a long day of work, right? And you still just want to retreat yourself before you get back into the action with the family or with the friends that are visiting. I'll be here with my glass of whiskey, the fireplace on, and just decompress. This is kind of where I would be. So finishing up the primary wing, we're gonna head over to the secondary wing. But before that, let's take a look at the elevator here. Now, I mentioned to you, this is one of the nicest elevators I've seen before. Take a look. That's actually marble floors, the marble tile down below, and then the entire elevator just feels like I'm taking an elevator out of Four Seasons, getting up to my room. Now, this was another custom element added to this home While it looks like the confession room, it isn't. I'll have to wait to show you guys that part. Let's go check out the common area. Now coming to the formal dining area, as you can see, this live edged tent-top table with this very unique custom chandelier. This was sourced from a different part of the world. All the chandeliers and light fixtures in this home came from a specific part. Now, most furniture were designed and placed in this home, so it will convey with the property. Now, there are some exclusions, of course, but most of them will stay. And of course, you got the 3-panel glass doors here that gives you a unobstructed view of your backyard. I really wish I could show off some piano skills if I had any. Too bad I don't. All right, now that we're in the secondary area of the home, this is where the common areas are, the main kitchen. We usually highlight the kitchen first, but because the primary wing had such unique features, I wanted to show that to you guys first. But this home at some point had up to 100 people here, as the homeowner loves to host. So just picture an incredible spread on this oversized island, and the living room and the backyard all interconnected for the guests to come and go as they please. Now, of course, you have the Thermador appliances, this backsplash with the pot filler. The backsplash is really cool. This is like a 3D finish, like it almost looked multi-dimensional, which I love. Check out this ostrich egg. I wonder if it's real. At some point, it was. So coming along to the living area, you can see that it has the indoor-outdoor living with great natural light. Even though it's almost to sunset time, you still get ample natural light in this space. However, because you want to have kind of a dim movie theater-like vibe, you can drop the blackout shades, and this entire space here can be turned into a movie theater. I mean, there are 6 screens here. Imagine the sport events, the F1 races, or the football games that you can watch here with your friends. I just finished confessing that I ate a 3-tier chocolate cake last night before bed. Just kidding. All right, this is the confession room. This entire door here, you can't get anywhere. These Catholic confession doors don't get sold anywhere, except the homeowner was able to find it and acquire it in New York and shipped it here and installed it to the house. So now you have a confessions from 5 to 7 daily, which starts about now. It's currently being used as a liquor cabinet, as you can see. So the whole wet bar here with your selective drinks. I mean, the irony of it is just perfect. By the way, the initial thought was to make this the elevator. So it's like the elevator to heaven kind of thing. But because the size just didn't fit, so couldn't do it. All right, this is the second den in this home that's currently being used as kind of a study. I love the color that they chose with this silver bluish paint to match the artwork that they chosen. What else can you do with this space? I mean, I can convert this into a cigar lounge, maybe a library with some rollers that goes across the ladder. You can access the upper part of the home. What would you do with this space? Now this is the powder room, and why I'm showing it is because there's so many things to mention. I mean, the ceiling has the drop crown molding with the ambient lighting that you saw in the primary bedroom. It has this hand-painted, almost looks like a bamboo wall in this accent wall, and then the black marble tile floors that matches the elevator that we just saw earlier. It's just incredible powder room. Now this hallway leads down to the garage. It's currently a 3-car garage, but with the 14-foot ceiling, you can do lifts that make it into a 6-car garage. And there's a bedroom and the laundry room, but we're gonna head upstairs here shortly. Before I head upstairs, I do want to point out these Moroccan pendant lights. I really love those. Remember when we say most of these light fixtures are sourced from different parts of the world, well, this one for sure is from Morocco. Now coming upstairs, you have an oversized loft here. Now the owner really liked this old school TV series called The Dallas, and he basically paid homage to the show here with a lot of different themes. But note that the elevator entrance or exit is on that corner, and there's another ensuite bedroom up here. But what I want to point out to you is this. The viewing deck that I previously mentioned is actually just behind me outside of this balcony, but the structure of the roof just outside of this building is actually designed to withhold people as if it's actually balcony. So you can create a balcony space here by either adding a French door on that side or having an entrance here that would lead you directly to the viewing deck. You can see this unobstructed Las Vegas Valley view. So as I exit the home, entering into my second favorite part of the home, the outdoor area. Now, as I mentioned previously, this house has hosted parties up to 100 guests, maybe even more. And that's why they need essential features like an outdoor kitchen. With a high-end Coyote appliance all throughout the backyard, it really makes it essential to have your guests over and be able to do the indoor and outdoor living. But beyond that, it's the fruit trees, it's the flowers that the owner planted to make sure that the natural element is not lost with all these new and technology that's enhancing this property. You still get a sense of, for example, different season, different flowers like the jasmine trees will blossom and create a different scent. So you get a different experience throughout the year as you utilize this backyard space. Now I know there's the pool behind me with a lot going on, but I want to show you guys what this casita hosts because there's some really cool stuff inside, as I mentioned previously. All right, just behind me is the casita, where it houses a private Himalayan salt room that you're gonna see here shortly. But I want to introduce you to my friend and listing agent, Catherine Winterton.
Hi, Jonathan.
Thank you for having us.
So happy you're here.
Thank you. So we wanted to talk about your favorite part of this house. And there's something very unique here, so tell us.
Okay, so there's a lot of wonderful things about this house, as I'm sure you've seen, but my very, very favorite is this building because it is separate from the home, but it is absolutely phenomenal. You have this whole area, a gym behind, which we'll get to, and then my very favorite part is over here, and that's the Himalayan salt room.
That's incredible. We're gonna take a look at that, but quickly, I want to go through the equipments that they have here. Now, these equipments are all coming with the home, right?
They are. Everything conveys.
That's incredible. You basically have a turnkey spa. Now, there's a hydromassage table that all of us have got to experience for a little bit. I almost fell asleep on it. You can't blame me because this is just so incredible. And then you have a standard massage chair and a salon chair where you can get your hair done and wash your hair here. There's a wet bar just before you enter into the Himalayan salt room. Let's go check it out.
All right.
So I noticed there's also something to the side of this room. What is this?
This is an infrared sauna that is great to use in conjunction with the salt room.
Oh,
You're
nice.
working with healing and with wellness.
So tell us a little bit about the purpose of a salt room, because some of the audience might not know what it's for.
I love this room. The main purpose of the salt room is health and healing. It's great for respiratory health. It's great for calming and meditation. So these walls are all Himalayan rock salt. And then on the wall here, this is a diffuser that actually diffuses salt into the room. So you can have this full surrounding wellness experience in this room. Wow. So it's something I've never seen in a residential home before.
Yeah, this is my first time too. And the owner was telling us that about a 20-minute time here would really help with kind of healing your respiratory system. And just overall, this is a kind of space where the only time I've ever seen it, guys, is actually at a public spa where you have to pay money to visit and experience, but you're sharing the space with everybody. Where this is a private salt room where you can get in your own home. I've never seen this before.
I haven't either. Very unique, and she has actually personally talked about her experiences of healing, and when she's been feeling under the weather, she spends time in here, and she said it's really like a miracle how much better she feels after.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna convert one of my rooms into a Himalayan salt room. More to come on that. Now let's go check out the gym. Now I know the gym typically is just purpose for a workout area or a gym, but this room particularly had something else in mind. I believe, Catherine, the owner was a part of a specific industry that uses this space for something different. What would that be?
Yes, so she's part of the production industry, and this is actually a full 40-foot stage space. It isn't just a gym. It has special flooring, it has music production equipment and setup over there, as well as special lighting. So you can start to finish produce an actual production in here. Wow. So, and then in the meantime, you have this gym when you're not using it for a show.
Yeah, and this all come with the property if you purchase it, right?
It does. This all conveys, so you're ready to go.
Talk about value, guys. All right, Catherine, well, thank you so much for allowing us and showing us this unique space. We're gonna wrap this up and go check out the outdoor space so we can see the sunset element.
You're so welcome. Thank you for spending the time here, and I'm glad we had the chance to show you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Catherine.
So good to see you.
All right. Now, there's a regulation-sized lap pool here that you can swim back and forth on, but more importantly, on both sides of this pool, you actually have some unique features such as an underwater hydro bed. What is an underwater hydro bed? Well, essentially, it's an area where it's deep enough for you to just swim, and there's a current generated to keep you at the same spot while you're creating that kind of swim motion. So that's created right here, and it could even be used as kind of a physical therapy process. And there's obviously the beach side, the deeper side, and the regulation lap pool. But look at the water features along with the fire. Different elements, right? The wind, the earth, the fire, the water. Again, the whole theme here of this home, as I mentioned, is health, heal, and privacy. Now about the privacy, as you can see, the mature landscape throughout the entire acre of the home creates that natural privacy wall. You don't even know you're only 20 minutes away from the strip, and that's walking. Now that we're beyond the pool, this is that hidden horse ring that I was telling you about. The equestrian space with 3 horse stalls just behind me in this barn. Now this is a full-size horse barn that you could use, but the owner had 3 mini horses that they had at this property, and as you can see, they utilize this track and they can walk. You can have an actual full-size race horse that's maybe healing, that needing this space to just walk until they get better. There's a horse wash here, essentially designed for a one-stop shop for all you equestrian lovers. In the center of the equestrian ring is this 300 to 500 year old corkscrew mesquite tree that is said to be the only one here in Las Vegas. The owner wanted to preserve this tree so much so that they built everything around it. And they added a water feature that kind of fills up like a moat, and this dining area where you can come out and enjoy a glass of wine on a night like this. It's perfect. So for those of you that stay to the very end of the video, I just want to say thank you. We just finished seeing this 6-bedroom, 7-bath, 8,673 square foot home on Pinto Lane. As always, I will leave the detail of this property in the link below in the description. And I just want to mention Pinto Lane is one of those streets that people may not know about unless you're a real, true Las Vegas native. But this is where the heavy hitters live. If you value privacy, you value location, Pinto Lane is where you want to be. Thanks again for staying tuned, and I'll see you next time. 再见。